Alright, Public Law 106469, November 9th, 2000, 114th, Statute 220, Statute 114, Statute 2029, Public Law 106469, 106, Commerce. An act to extend energy conservation program under the Energy Policy Conservation Act of official year of the 2003, but enacted with the Senate House representing the United States of America. Congress assembled short section, short title. This act may be cited as the Energy Act of Title of 2000. Title 1, Strategic Petroleum Reserve. 101, short title of the title may be cited with the Energy Policy, cited as the Energy Policy Conservation Act amended of 2000. Section 102 amended to Section 2 with the Energy Policy with the Conservation Act. Section 2 with the Energy Policy Conservation Act, Title 42 U.S. Code 6201, amended in the paragraph 1, striking standby subject to the Congress review, imposing rate rationing, and to reduce demand of the energy through implementation of energy conservation plans, and striking paragraphs 3 and 6. Section 103, amendment to Title 1 of the Energy Policy Conservation Act, Title 1 of the Energy Policy Conservation Act, Title 42 U.S. Standard Code 6211 to 6251 is amended with striking Section 102. Title 42 U.S. Standard Code 6211 is heading by striking Section 104B1 and by striking Section 106. Section 42 U.S. Standard Code 6214, heading by amending Section 151B of the Title 42 U.S. Standard Code 6231 to read as follows. It's policy of the United States to provide for the creation of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve with a storage up to 1 billion barrels of petroleum to reduce the impact of the disruption in supply of the petroleum products to carry out the obligation of the United States under the International Energy Program for the other purposes provided for this Act. In Section 152, Title 42 U.S. Standard Code 6232 is by striking paragraphs 1, 3, and 7. B, paragraphs 11 by striking the 12th, the term include the Industrial Petroleum Reserve, the earlier Storage Reserve, the Regional Petroleum Reserve. 6, by striking Section 153, Title 42, U.S. Standard Code 6233. It's the heading Section 7 in Section 154, Title 42, U.S. Standard Code 6234. A is amended to subsection A to read as follows. The A, Strategic Petroleum Reserve with the storage up to 1 million barrels of petroleum products shall be created pursuant to this part. B, the amended subsection B to read as follows. B, the Secretary, in accordance with this part, shall exercise the authority over the development, operation, maintenance of the reserve. And C, by striking subsection C and E, by striking section 155 and its heading, by striking section 156 and its heading, by striking section 157 and its heading, striking section 158 and its heading, and amended with the heading of section 159. To read the development, operation, maintenance of reserve in Section 159, Title 42, U.S. Code 6239, and striking subsection A, B, C, D, E. B, the amending subsection F to read the follows. F, in order to develop, operate, maintain Strategic Petroleum Reserve, Secretary may 1. Issue rules, regulation, orders to acquire or by purchase, condemnation, otherwise land of the interest, land of the location, storage, and related facility. 3. Control and track for purchase, lease, and otherwise acquire storage related facility. 4. Use, lease, and maintain, sell, otherwise dispose of the land interest in the land storage related facility with acquired under the such for the terms, conditions, section. Secretary considers necessary to appropriate 5 of the acquired subject of the provisions of Section 160, purchase, exchange, otherwise petroleum products for storage in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. 6. Storage petroleum products or storage facility owned by the control of the United States or in a storage facility owned by other those facilities are subject to the audit by the United States. 7. Excuse any of the contracts necessary to develop, operate with a maintained Strategic Petroleum Reserve. 8. Bring in action the Secretary consider whether necessary that any court will have any jurisdiction over the proceeding to acquire the condemnation of the real personal property, with including facility with the temporarily use the facility with the other interest of the land, with together within personal property located on or used within the land. And C, subsection G, by striking implementation concerning development. And 2, by striking the plan. T, the striking subsection H and I. E, the amending subsection J. The readers follow with the J, with the Secretary determine the expansion of the beyond with 700 million barrels of petroleum product inventory as appropriate. If the Secretary shall submit with the plan expansion to the Congress. And F, the amending of the subsection 1L to read as follows. The L, during the drawdown and sale of the petroleum reserve petroleum products, Secretary may issue implementing rules, regulations, or orders in accordance with Section 553 of the Title 5 of the United States Code without regard to rulemaking requirements, Section 523 of this Act, and Section 501 of the Department of Energy Organization Act. 14 in section 160, Title 42, U.S. Code 6240, in subsection A, striking all before dashes, inserting the following: Secretary may acquire, places to store, transfer, exchange. In subsection A1, striking all the other federal lands. C, in subsection B, striking including earlier stored to reserve of the Regional Petroleum Reserve, and striking paragraph 2, striking subsection C, D, and E, and G. 15 in section 161, Title 42, 42 U.S. Standard Code 6241, striking distribution of the reserve, and the title of the section, inserting sale of the petroleum product. Subsection A, striking drawdown with the distributed insert of the drawdown or sale of the petroleum product. C, striking subsection B, C, and F. D, amending subsection D1 to read as follows: the D1 drawdown sale of the petroleum products from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve may not be made unless the President has found drawdown sales require that the serve energy supply interruptions or obligation of the United States under the International Energy Program. E, by amending subsection E to read as follows: the E1, the Secretary shall sell petroleum products withdrawn with the Strategic Petroleum Reserve at public sale to the highest qualified bidder in the amounts for the period after the notice of the sale considered appropriate with the Secretary, without regard to federal, state, local regulations controlling sales of the petroleum product. The Secretary may cancel, whole, in part, any offer for the sale of products as part of any of the drawdown sale under this section. And F, subsection in subsection G. 1, amending paragraph 1 to read as follows: G1, the Secretary shall conduct the continuing evaluation drawdown sale procedure with the conduct of the evaluation. Secretary authorized to carry out the test drawdown sales of the exchange of the petroleum products from the reserve. Such test drawdown and sales or exchange may not exceed 5 million barrels of petroleum product. B2, by striking paragraph 2. 3, in paragraph 4, striking 90, inserting 95. 4, in paragraph 5, striking drawdown and distribution, inserting tests. 5, amended paragraph 6 of the read as follows: 6, in case of the sale of the petroleum products on the subsection, Secretary shall extend with the funds available to the Strategic Petroleum Reserve petroleum account as a result of the sale of the acquired of the petroleum products for the reserve within 12-month period beginning after the completion of the sale. 6, in paragraph 8, the striking drawdown distribution, inserting the test. G, in subsection H, in I, in paragraph 1, striking distributed, inserting the sale of the petroleum product from. 2, the striking at the end of the paragraph 1A by striking shortage at the end of the paragraph 1B, inserting shortage. C, the Secretary of Defense has found the action taken under subsection not to impair the national security. 3, in paragraph 2, striking in no case may the reserve or inserting petroleum products from the reserve may not. And 4, in paragraph 3, striking distribution each of the time and appear with inserting sale. 16, striking section 164, Title 42, U.S. Standard Code 6244 and its heading. And 17, amending section 165, Title 42, U.S. Standard Code 6245. Its heading reads as follows: Annual Report, section 165. Secretary shall report annually with the President of the Congress action for the taking of the implement of this part of this report shall include the status of the physical capacity of the end of the reserve and the type of the quantity of the petroleum products and the reserve. To estimate the schedule of the cost to complete with the plan, equipment to upgrade with the capital investment into the reserve, including upgrades investment carried out as part of the operational maintenance extension of the life activity identification, any lifetime conditions of the operating problem reserve facility of the proposed remedial action, including an estimate of the cost, schedule and the cost implementation of these remedial actions. 4, desire for the current withdrawal of the distribution rate, the capabilities, and identification of an operable with the limitation of those rates and capabilities. 5, listing petroleum products acquisition made with the preceding year plan with the following year, include quantity, price, and type of the petroleum. 6, summary of the actions taken to develop, operate, maintain reserves. 7, the summary financial status of the financial transaction of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve petroleum accounts for the year. 8, summary of the expense of the year with the number of the federal and subcontractor employees and staff of the contracted development, the operation, maintenance, distribution, other activities related to the implementation of this part. 10, a summary of foreign oil storage agreements for the implementation status. 11, any of the recommendations, supplemental legislation, policies, operational changes Secretary considers necessary or appropriate to implement this part. 18, in section 166, Title 42, U.S. Code 6246, striking official year of the 1997. 19, section 167, Title 42, U.S. Code 6247, subsection A and subsection B. 1, striking the drawdown, inserting the test of sales of the petroleum products from the reserve and from drawdown sale. 2, striking paragraph 1 3, paragraphs 2 with the striking after official year of the 1982, and B, striking subsection E of the 20 in section 171, title 42, U.S. Code 6249, is amended in subsection B2B to read as follows: the Secretary and Office notified with each of the House of the Congress determined to identify with the notification, location, type, ownership of the storage related facility proposed to be included with the volume, type, and the ownership of the petroleum products proposed to be stored within the reserve and an estimate of the proposed benefits. Subsection B3, strike with the distribution, inserting sale of the petroleum products from 21 in section 172, title, striking subsection A and B, striking subsection section 173 and its heading in section 181 by striking March 31st, 2000 each time it appeared with inserting September 30th, 2003. Section 104, amendment to Title 2 of the Engineering Energy Policy Conservation Act. Title 2 Energy Policy Conservation Act, Title 42 U.S. Code 6211 and 6251 is amended. 1. Striking Part A and its heading by adding an end to Section 256H. There are authorized appropriated official year for the 2000 through 2003. Such sums are made necessary by 3 by striking Part C and its heading, in 4 in Section 281 by striking March 31st and each time that appears inserting September 30th, 2003. Section 105 Clerical Amendments. The table of the contents Energy Policy Conservation Act is amended. Striking the items relating to the section 102, 106, 153, 155, 156, 157, 158, 164, amending relating section 159 to read the file with the develop operating maintenance of the reserve. B, amending its relating to section 161, read as file with the drawdown sale of the petroleum products. And 4, amending the items relating to section 165 to read as file with the annual report. Title 2, Heating Oil Reserves.